Come what may, bring it on. I'm gonna love it.
Welcome to LDS Unmarried Life, a podcast for single members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who find themselves single either because they're widowed, divorced, or not yet married. There's no affiliation with the church. You can find this podcast on AnnetteTalks.com, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, and hopefully iHeartRadio pretty soon here when they get their act together. Before we start on the topic, which is Single Awareness Day, I wanted to mention a few things that I have in the works for my podcast. First of all, I started doing spotlights of different people who have been podcasting with me, and I started with Jocelyn today before you guys came. And what I'm doing is my goal is to give everyone a chance who's been on the podcast to do about a 20-minute interview with me where they get to talk about themselves and they're introduced to my audience. And so I will be posting those about once a month, sort of a bonus episode. And then the other exciting thing that I'm starting is I'm starting a new type of episode called Ask Annette. And this is where my listeners get to ask me a question. It does not have to be about being LDS, about being single. It can be just about anything. They ask me a question that I will then answer on an Ask Annette episode. It can be advice, it can be opinion, or it can be just something you're curious about that you want me to research. And, I love politics, history, the Constitution, the culture, different movies or music, anything really, except for legal advice. I will not give any legal advice, even though I'm an attorney. Just not interested. So I want you.
I can't ask you about my divorce and
No, I get so tired of those questions. Hey, I have not introduced my crew yet, so you need to quit.
Sorry.
All right. So anyway, I want you as my audience to email me a question for Ask Annette, and you can either go to the website AnnetteTalks.com and fill out an email form at the bottom, or shoot me an email at Annette@AnnetteTalks.com, or go to the Facebook page Annette Talks and either message me or comment. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to getting a question from some of you all. And eventually I'll be putting up a Patreon site where you can show me your appreciation. So anyway, now that we got the housekeeping out of the way, we are going to be doing an episode on Single Awareness Day, a.k.a. Valentine's Day, when you don't have a Valentine. So I've got my crew with me here today, and we're going to go around and introduce ourselves. I'm Annette. Bybee, it's my website. My podcast, my website, whatever.
You just own all the things.
I'm
Her thing.
Oh, it's my thing. That's right. This is the thing I do. And let's see. I'm divorced. I've got 3 kids that are 8, 9, and 10 right now. One's about to turn 11. But I teach for BYU Idaho, blah, blah, blah. You don't really need to know anymore. You can look at my website. And I really despise Valentine's Day, and so that's why I decided to do this. Now let's go to my right.
Oh, well, hello.
And Emily, who peeked in early.
Yes. Sometimes I just can't keep my mouth closed.
Oh, by the way, for those of you that are not looking at the picture that I'm posting, we have all sorts of Valentine's candy and sparkling grape juice on the table to kind of, air quotes, celebrate the upcoming holiday. Again, air quote, holiday. But we're going to be reading, if everyone doesn't eat all the candy first, these are the candies with, some of them have little romantic sayings. What's that?
Doveisms.
Delphisms?
Dove.
Oh, doveisms. Yes, there's some doveisms. All right. Anyway, Emily, go on. Sorry.
I'm Emily. You know what? I am really enjoying online dating right now.
Oh, I'm glad one of you.
I've been doing this for about a month and a half.
Wow.
Never done this before in my life, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm getting a lot of... It's fun. A lot of positive attention. I'm putting a lot more work into it than I'm getting out of it, but it's been a great learning experience.
Sounds like
I love learning.
Well, I think after, because I've been there for 4 years now, so I know most of them
All right, stop talking, Jocelyn, because we got to interview everybody.
Sorry.
All right.
All right, so did you want to say anything else about yourself other than that you like dating right now?
No, that's...
Well, I'm going to be interviewing you.
I am going to be
next.
keeping this really positive. I am not a downer on Valentine's Day at all. I'm so sorry.
All right, we have. I was going to say Debbie
And it's
Downer,
not
but
because I'm getting anything for Valentine's Day, nor am I having anyone in my life for Valentine's Day, but I'm just...
Emily Uppers instead of Debbie Downer.
Yep.
All right, Christian.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for the candy. I appreciate that very much.
You're welcome.
Like you said, my name is Christian. I just graduated from the University of Denver in software engineering, so I'm super excited about that. And I've never been married.
All right.
That's my story. Sticking to it.
And he's usually smiling, FYI, ladies.
Yeah.
All right, Russ.
My name's Russ. I've never been married. I have no children. I'm a full-time security guard, and on occasion I am also an actor. I'm currently working on this series called Replicant Terminus, which is a sci-fi series based on Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep.
We get free plugs?
That's interesting.
I play the role of Loremius Rostnikov.
How often do you film for that?
We just started filming this month, so they haven't gotten to my episode yet. There's 26 people in the cast.
Wow.
And so not everybody's going to be in every episode, and so they haven't gotten to me yet. Right now, they've already started shooting the pilot. There's 3 people in that episode, and then after that, they're just going to start working on episodes individually.
Where are people going to be able to find this show when it's done?
You can search for it on Facebook. Click Replicant Terminus Revelation, which is the TV series. Like the show and just promote it. We're currently in pilot season right now, and we will be probably airing the series late summer, early fall.
Wow. Awesome. That's exciting.
I'm looking forward to it.
Keep us posted on this. All right, Monty.
I am Monty. I have 2 kids. I've been divorced for 6-7 months. I don't mind Valentine's Day. I just don't celebrate it, though. Whether it was single or when I was
All
married.
right, so you're dating someone right now, right?
Yes.
Does she mind that you don't?
Nope.
Oh.
Give
Give me her number. I want to call her and find out if
Neither
that's
did my
real.
wife either, because it's like I told him, it's like I will do things for you outside of that. I don't need a marketing company to tell me when to love my spouse, or when to love my girlfriend, or anybody else at that time.
All right, we'll get into that as we get into the topic. All right, Jocelyn.
So I'm Jocelyn Armstrong. I have one teenage daughter who's getting ready to go to college, and I don't even know what to say on this because I already talked myself out on that one.
You can listen to the Jocelyn episode when I post it. You can really get to know Jocelyn.
Yeah, so I'm not dating anyone. I'm kind of ambivalent about Valentine's Day. I can go either way, depending on.
I've heard that about you. Just
Aha.
Ooh, we went edgy again. All right, Kristen, your turn.
I'm Kristen. I've never married and no kids. And I just kind of was oblivious that Valentine's Day was coming up this year. It sort of came out of the blue for me.
That's amazing. That's so amazing. I've been having angst about this since January. All right, and not to be forgotten, we have Pat on the phone, and we're going to try this for the first time. Pat, tell us about you.
Hi, Annette. My name is Pat. First-time caller, long-time listener.
That's awesome. Keep going.
I am single, never been married, and not dating anyone. Apparently, nobody's really responding to me on mutual, but that's okay.
Sorry.
And being diabetic, I could really care less about chocolate right now, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Figuring it out.
It's probably good that you're not here with all this candy then.
No, that's okay. I'm
handle
okay
it.
with people that are sinners.
So Pat was here for the all-male roundtable that we did a while back. And he lives in Arizona, but I thought it would be fun to try and bring someone in on the phone this time. And depending on how it sounds after it's all done, we may or may not do it again. But so let's just, I'll just get this thing started. So, yeah, actually it was probably the end of December, beginning of January when I started feeling angsty about Valentine's Day, you know? And I posted something on Facebook about it, and everyone's like, oh, you just got to find different ways to show your love for your kids, blah, blah, blah. And so, I put Valentines up on my girls' bedroom doors, telling them how I feel about them. But this year, for some reason, they decided to turn into a joke. So I'm getting things on my door that say, Mom, I love your bed. Mom, I love your TV. Yeah. And so I said, oh, really? So is that the kind of thing I'm going to be posting on your door? Oh, child, I love your light bulb. Come on.
Oh,
But
you can spin it. It's like, I love when you take a shower.
Yeah.
I love when you pick up your room.
Yeah.
I love when you do your homework.
yeah, we don't see. That's the thing. I don't want to go there. I want it to be like personal. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'll try and turn that back around while they're gone this weekend and post some more cute ones on their doors. But and so I'm finding these different ways. Like today is a lot of fun for me doing this with you guys. We've got our candy in front of us. We've got our sparkling grape juice, and we're all friends here to hang out. But Thursday, the 14th, is going to come around, and I'm not going to have a date because I'm not dating anyone. And I have my girls, and it'll be fine. They'll be here, but there's still going to be a part of me that's like, once again, it's a Valentine's Day with no flowers, no card, no candy, no nothing. But I have. Christian is pointing to a card that he gave me when he came in the door today. So I think that's so cute. And it says, Happy Valentine's Day. And you open it up, and it says, To my friend Annette. A simple wish for all good things on this sweet and happy day. And I think that's your signature.
That is so sweet.
Thank you, Christian. That's very kind. But I do think it's funny that he has to qualify that to my friend. So I'm not like, oh, Christian's in love with me. Did you say something, Pat?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm at semi-peace with it, but I know when the day comes around, and part of it is all the advertising is so annoying, like for jewelry and for like flowers and chocolate-covered strawberries. What are you showing me here,
I
Kristen?
don't have cable anymore, and that has actually been one of the most awesome things ever, is not having to see the commercials for whatever.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
Diamonds are not my wallet's best friend.
So this time last year, my stepdad was in hospice, and so we spent Valentine's Day in the hospital. And so this is my mom's first Valentine's Day without my stepdad.
Oh.
So I'm taking her to go see Alita, Battle Angel, and to Crave Burgers.
Yum.
Oh, awesome.
So that's kind of my thing. And you know what? I'm looking forward to it. If there was a time in my life when I would have been like, nobody loves me, but
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah. Does anybody else feel like, on the actual day of that sort of little...
Now that you mention it, I decided to do something completely different for Valentine's Day last year. I got so sick and tired of fellow Facebook friends posting pictures of them and their sweethearts on Valentine's Day, them being at fancy restaurants, like rings on fingers, glasses of wine, things like that. So I decided to do something weird but different.
I can believe that about you, Russ. Go on.
I took a picture of myself and my CPAP. A CPAP is a machine that helps me breathe at night.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? This device right here gives me air every single night. That's all it ever does. It doesn't nag. It doesn't demand I do certain things. It doesn't tell me that I keep the toilet seat up. It doesn't do any of that. It just gives me air, and it shows me unconditional love. And then I said, CPAP, I love you to the day I die. It stopped working several months later.
And you're not dead. So
And I'm not dead because I got another one.
that's funny. That's the way I feel about Netflix.
And
right
it wasn't jealous, too, was it?
It wasn't jealous. No, it wasn't.
I'm sorry it didn't work out with you and that CPAP machine.
Yeah. Did you find another one?
I did, and you know what? The CPAP I have now, we have been together for about 3 months now, and it works great.
Are you going to put a ring on that thing?
It's too big for that.
That's funny. So let's see. Some of this chocolate. Oh, this one says, love without regrets.
Do you know why I love Valentine's Day?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. We've got Emily Upper over
Get us out
here.
of dangerous
Tell
territory.
us, Emily Upper.
Oh my goodness.
So I love, I love happiness. I love smiles. I don't think it's ever too cheesy to post, you and your sweetheart. Like, I see it and I think, oh, I don't have that yet, but I will someday. I so will someday, and I'm excited for that day. And I don't have it now, but that's okay. I have my work, myself, my children, my friends, Heavenly Father. I have all the most important things that I need.
Yep.
I have influence over how I think because I can make sure that I'm thinking positive thoughts. But I love and I love happiness, and I love seeing other people happy. And yes, I'm sad it didn't work out for me that first go round, but I'm really, really excited for great things to come.
And you love puppies?
Puppies are so sweet.
And rainbows and butterflies.
But not kitties.
Not kitties.
Oh, puppies, man. Sorry.
You don't like cats? I like animals.
They're okay.
Especially baby
like
animals.
animals.
They're
Like me.
so cute.
Small children like me too, and the men who resemble animals and small children also think I'm amazing.
Men that resemble
But
animals.
sounds like a Sound of Music song.
Yeah.
So does anybody have any, like, Valentine's Day stories or anything?
I've actually only been with a significant other for one Valentine's Day, and that was when I was married. And the first time I was pregnant, and he went bowling. And
By himself?
No, with friends, and I babysat for the friends.
Oh.
And the second time we took his mom out, and the third Valentine's Day we were split. So that's really the only time I've ever had. So for a long time I was like, I'm never gonna have it. It's just, like I think it's awesome that people want to do that for each other, but I would hope that we do show affection for each other more than just one day a year.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
Exactly.
Yep.
you're my
Monty, when you
roommate.
said
You're
that,
my
I'm like,
roommate. You're my roommate. Oh, now
Yeah.
I love you. Oh, now you're back to be my roommate. But
But there's different ways of showing love than
Yeah.
giving things. Like Pat, you said no thanks for the candy, and I'm like, yeah, when I show my kids affection, they really just like quality time. They like to make cookies together or to help me cook. And that gives them, I've noticed, even though it's really difficult to let them cook with me because it gets really messy, but they love it. They're in heaven. They're so sweet. They just love to spend time and do things together. And I love to be able to give that. I think that's my biggest love about Valentine's Day, or just any time we're doing things together, is I get to give affection, love to someone, and they receive it. They accept it. I love that.
I like doing that too and stuff, but I do not like doing it on Valentine's Day because it's so forced. To me, it's like, hey, go out and do this, go out and do this, and go out and do this. It's like, I don't need you to tell me to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but
I want.
It's like any other day to me. I don't really go out and do that either.
It's
But
like-
when there's something cute or fun, I'm like, oh, so-and-so would love that. I'm going to get that for them. That's so cute.
Right. Instead of
Monty's
wanting to be told.
channeling his inner libertarian. He's
So-
a man after
No.
Nobody's telling me what
Not
to
at
do.
all. It's not.
See,
It's
but
not
when
that at
you
all.
can
It's just
finally like rebel against your contrarianism, so that you like balance yourself back out, that's when you know you've got it.
I don't know.
As soon as somebody tells me what I have to do, I'm like, I'm not doing that because you told me what I have to do. But then I'm just giving into my not doing what I'm supposed. Yeah, so you have to like
Nah,
be contrary against your contrarianism.
it's
Okay, but Monty, what if you were with someone that cares
Maybe
about
wants that.
Valentine's Day?
What if that is one of their like love language needs? Is that Valentine's Day they want something that
Yeah, like they want it to
I
be.
wouldn't be with them then. If that's what their needs, because their needs would be a completely different love language. Because my love language meshes very well with someone who has touch, and so touch isn't just Valentine's Day. It isn't
Right.
gifts and stuff like that. And
But
so
I don't think you necessarily have to have the same love languages. You just have to honor the other person's love.
I
language.
do.
That's part of
I
this.
agree.
I
Like,
do, but I mean,
learning.
I can do that the week before,
Growing
the week
together.
after. I can do that the next month as well too, and stuff.
So it's just because you don't want them telling you what to do? That's
No, it's not that. It's because society is trying to tell you, it's like, you need to love on this day, and to me, it's just a huge marketing ploy.
Oh, it is for sure.
which
But
is-
just like Christmas has turned into a big commercial, but that doesn't mean you don't honor it still. I mean, to me, it's just it's an
It
excuse.
depends on
Like,
how you honor it, though.
no, I
Because-
know you don't have to buy a bunch of stuff, but I'm just saying, just because it's become commercial doesn't mean you can't take that day as an excuse to say, this is just a little extra something for you.
To do some extra doting.
Yeah, just some extra. I'm like, to me, when I'm with someone, I want something on Valentine's Day because I'm 50 years old and I have not had many Valentine's Days where I was honored. And just like Mother's Day, okay? Mother's Day has become a big deal for me.
Mother's Day is actually women who are married and have children day, is what I feel like. Because, Mother's Day for me is just another day. I get up and I still make, my daughter, until recently, never did anything. And then we'd go to church and everybody'd be getting doted on. I'd just be like, yeah, I get it. I'm not married. Mother's Day is actually way harder
stuff?
for me.
I mean, I've always gotten stuff on Mother's Day at church I've been single for 3.5 years, and they always give me something.
Yeah, they hand out like a flower or whatever to everybody, but it's not exactly the same. And then all of the women get up and talk about how their sweet children did this and this and this, and I'm like, but I think a lot of it is prompted by dads, so a lot of times it just doesn't.
Sometimes
I agree, but I also think that as a mom, I enjoy teaching my children how to show appreciation for someone, and Mother's Day is one of those things. So, I asked them, so what did you do for Father's Day? And because when I was married, my oldest was able to catch on to this is what we do to show someone we love them. Mm-hmm. We get some of their favorite foods for breakfast or a flower or whatever it is. And so he's very big on making breakfast before, the other person gets out of bed. Or sometimes he'll say, Mom, what are we going to do for Mother's Day this year? Dad's not, you guys are divorced. He was really worried about it. And I said, oh, well, what do you want to make? And so we made a list of what they wanted to make. And I said, okay, well, pancakes are going to be really difficult. How about Eggo waffles that are frozen? Then you can just take them out of the freezer and put them in the toaster. And then it's really easy for you to help the little kids get a breakfast ready. And they had so much fun making Mother's Day breakfast. And I had so much fun listening to them communicate with each other in such a sweet, positive way to help get a meal ready for me. It was just so precious. I really enjoyed it.
I'd like to pinpoint off of what Jocelyn said about being in a relationship on Valentine's Day, because I was in a relationship for 2.5 years with this wonderful girl from England. She kind of had this, Southern British accent, which I found very attractive. And we went to go see a friend of mine who was performing in The Importance of Being Earnest. Mm-hmm. Valentine's Day, The Importance of Being Earnest, that's like a real win, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was great because seeing as how my friend was in the play, our tickets were comped, so we didn't have to pay a dime.
Nice.
That was awesome. And so we went to go see the play, and of course, she was kind of criticizing the actors whose accents were going in and out. But she still loved the play nonetheless. And, we're just like, so, she's like, so what you all do now? I'm like, why don't you just go get a pizza? And she's like, okay. And so we went and got a pizza, and it was just very simple. Our relationship wasn't really campy, romantic, baby talk or anything like that. We were just two people who connected, who loved each other for a period of time. And of course, when we broke up, we did it. It was a mutual decision, so we had no hard feelings, and we just moved on with our lives. We still keep in touch to this day, but, today I have no interest in getting back with her and vice versa. But
well, I hope she's not a listener then.
I don't think so.
And has intentions of getting back with them.
Yeah, right.
Don't know. No.
But, of course, if she were listening, she would laugh at how I was just doing her accent. She'd be like, "You're not doing it right."
That's right.
I think the most fun I've ever had on Valentine's Day, and I think we mentioned this, is just we all went to it was Boondocks. There was another place that was out in Aurora, and we were just rowdy. Like we went and played laser tag and did indoor go-karts and ate pizza and played video games and had a blast. It was a lot of fun. It doesn't. I guess it's not really a reason to be sad necessarily. We were a little bit obnoxiously rowdy when we saw that there was a couple having a Valentine's Day date. We were just a little bit over the top rowdy, but it was fun. And they were laughing at us too. We were just having fun. I think it's what you make out of it.
It is. That's fun that you did
something great.
Sort of anti-Valentine.
Yeah, it could be something really great. It could be something, but it doesn't, I guess I don't want anybody to dictate to me what I can or can't do, and I don't want to really be so reactive that I feel like I, just go with the flow. Whatever I want to do, whether that's what other people want me to do or not, I'll do that thing.
Well, I'm going to go on record for my listeners in case anyone in my audience ever does date me, and it's Valentine's Day.
Just so you know.
Just so you know, yeah. I want something on Valentine's Day.
What's your perfect Valentine's Day now? I really
Gosh, that's
What
a
would
really
be like
good
your perfect
question.
Valentine's
What's your
Day?
perfect Valentine's
Well, you know, the
Day?
hard thing is that you don't want to go out to dinner because everybody else and their dog is going out to dinner. So
Dogs at the dinner table.
Yeah.
What you want is
Worst.
somebody who
In
has
Colorado,
planned ahead
yes,
so
probably.
far that they have reservations to some place really nice.
yes, now that would be cool.
Because it's the thought, it's not necessarily the thing.
Right.
Like,
Or if he cooks for me, like maybe he has me over, he makes a nice dinner for me. There's some pretty flowers on the table. He gives me some chocolate, dark chocolate afterwards. And then maybe we
Not
watch
milk.
and then maybe we watch a romantic movie together or we listen to some romantic music. But just
Piece of dark chocolate for
Kristen
you.
gave me some. Thank you, Kristen. My friends are giving me dark chocolate, and I'm going to see what this one says. But it doesn't have to be expensive or over the top. It's just those tokens
thoughtfulness.
that people are getting on Valentine's Day. So this one says, "Listen with your heart." All right. So, Pat, are you still there?
I am here, yes.
What have you got to say about all this?
So I have actually a couple stories for you. One, there was a girl in our ward in Albuquerque who said flat out that she hated Valentine's Day and that she always thought about having flowers delivered to her office that she would buy herself. So it was just a joke, just so that people would know that somebody was out there caring about her.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured out basically where she worked and ordered flowers and had them delivered. And I said, "Happy Valentine's Day to me, from me, not my name, but her name."
That's awesome.
And it says, "I think I'm the most special person here," something to that extent.
That's
So her
awesome.
coworkers the rest of the day were trying to figure out who sent the flowers, and she just wouldn't give in to it because she figured out it was me who did it.
That's kind of awesome. Though. Like, I mean, because I think that's the hard part is it's just feeling a little called out for being single when everybody around you is like falling all over themselves doing stuff, and you're like, okay, so I'm just gonna go home now.
Yeah.
So having something like that happen is.
I gotta say that having stuff delivered, I've always loved too. It's just that extra and that doesn't even need to be on Valentine's Day. Just anytime, having something delivered to your front door, especially a surprise, because Valentine's Day you kind of expect it, but on another day when it's a surprise, it goes to the whole thoughtfulness thing. Like someone thought about me, cared about me, went to the trouble to figure out, she likes dark chocolate. Oh, she likes these kind of flowers or whatever, and has them sent to you. There's just something.
So what's your favorite kind of flower?
I like roses, but not necessarily red ones. Just different colors.
Any kind of rose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
And dark chocolate.
And dark chocolate.
And out
first.
to dinner and snuggling.
Right.
So
snuggling
they can't
is-
bring it in person? It has to be delivered?
No, both is okay, but I'm saying on days other than Valentine's Day,
It's just a happy surprise.
it's like a Monday,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It's a very happy
Flowers
surprise.
on a Monday.
Happy
Wouldn't that be
surprise. You
nice?
feel really cared about.
I think
Yeah.
Tuesday would be the
Tuesdays.
best day. Mhm.
Emily likes Tuesday
Yeah,
for flowers.
absolutely.
I think people appreciate surprises and benefits that they don't expect. I remember there's this once a study done where the waiter would leave a mint, but everyone expects the mint, and then they would take 2 steps away, turn around, and say, "But for you nice people, I'm going to give you 2 mints." That their tips went up dramatically because they weren't expecting that.
That's interesting.
I've had that happen to me, where someone turned around and I did feel more generous after. I was like,
You must have
"Wow,
read that
for me,
study.
They must have.
That's
Well, I think it's the unexpected things that kind of spark more gratitude, right?
yes. No, you're right. Something comes out of the blue. What else? You had another story, Pat?
Yeah, I do. So this happened back in 2016 when I had just started dating a girl. And we were dating, and she was an accountant, so I wasn't going to be able to see her during tax season, which Valentine's Day falls in the beginning of.
Yeah.
So what I ended up doing is we were going to meet about 2 weeks before Valentine's Day in Salt Lake at her niece's baby blessing. So we came to that, and I actually found out what her favorite type of flower was, which is Japanese cherry blossoms.
You dug up some flowers? No, just kidding.
No, I did not dig up flowers, but I actually made her an apron and had not stenciled on, but embroidered on there Japanese cherry blossoms with her name on there and her favorite color.
Wow.
Did that, and then she had given me a picture of herself, which I didn't have any pictures of her except for when we had first met. And so that was what we had given each other, things that it wasn't flowers or anything. But then on Valentine's Day, I actually ordered like from 1-800-PRO-FLOWERS or something like that to her office, and I sent her red roses, not thinking about it. Just figured I'd send her roses. But the irony is that all of her coworkers, like, they videotaped it and then sent me the video of it. It was hilarious. She was just so embarrassed that she got roses because of the 16 years or so she'd been working at that firm. Nobody had ever sent her anything.
Wow.
So while I agree with Monty, I think you need to be showing your affection or how you feel about someone every day instead of just the one day. I also believe that sometimes Valentine's Day and celebrating it is not about you, but it's about the person that you're interested in, so that people kind of know somebody cares about this person. And I think that's really important.
Agreed.
And it is a confidence builder for a lot of people too, especially some of the people that I've wanted to go out with that have gotten things, and you can tell that their self-confidence it boosts them up a little bit.
You can't see it, but I'm high-fiving you right now, Pat.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Because I think you're right. And if you ever want to take a woman that's been beat around, not maybe physically beat up, but maybe coming out of a bad marriage or some difficult times, and show her affection in doing things for her, and it's not spending money, but it's showing that you care in one way or another, like finding out someone's flower and then putting it on an apron. I mean, it says that you spent a lot of time and thought and effort, and that means the world to when you watch a woman turn around and become a happy woman. That's
where we get girly.
Yes, we do get girly, giggly and giddy and all that, because somebody cares and showed us that they cared. And
tell me about your sewing machine.
My sewing machines. I've got actually two of them. One's a big industrial machine that'll sew
through your hand.
Toe straps and all sorts of other things. And then the other one is it's not an embroidery machine. I actually had to go and track down my neighbor, and she helped me find the stencils for it, so that I got the programs and set it all up on her embroidery machine and then did it all myself. So, but that was all hers.
Awesome. Computerized sewing machines are amazing. I don't have one, but they
are
so
much
awesome.
Quieter too.
They are so much quieter.
Like I have one, because I have two. I have like
sewing machine.
You are such a grump.
I was.
Yeah, because I've had two but the electronic ones are really nice.
Cool.
No.
Yeah, but also too, and that one of the things just to throw out there, I mean, it's in the LDS culture, it can be different when Valentine's Day in the rest of the world kind of means something completely different. And in the LDS culture, it can be kind of odd because especially when you're youth, because I remember when I was the youth, I would try to make sure I gave something to somebody every Valentine's Day in hopes that I would get some reciprocation. And I don't ever recall anybody ever reciprocating. And that's fine.
I'm sorry,
but
Pat.
I tend to make a joke about it Valentine's Day when I'm not dating anybody. Well, pretty much that's every year except for the one recently. But overall, I mean, you can make the day whatever you want it to be, and just enjoy it for who it is, for what it is. And I've gotten together with friends and gone out to dinner. And laughed at all the couples that are sitting at all the tables. That's probably the first time they've been out on a date in probably 3 or 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
Since last Valentine's Day.
It's interesting that you say that, Pat, because it kind of pivots back to something I said the last time I was doing a podcast is one of the things that I think people need to do that are single on Valentine's Day is be okay with loving themselves for who they really are. Just doing something for yourself that you normally wouldn't do on any other day. And it's like, for me, other than taking a picture with my CPAP, which I was just making people laugh on Facebook, there was one day where I just decided, you know what, I'm going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and I'm just going to get a big set of wings, and I'm going to tell you those wings were the best I've ever tasted. Because
I'm in a loving relationship with myself.
but it's like, and I was celebrating, being a guy, enjoying the type of person that I am, and feeling very confident because there's no sense in beating yourself up saying, I've got nobody on Valentine's Day. Because at some point, that just gets old, and you're just going to have to decide for yourself, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're going to have to change. Because if not, it's going to be the same thing over and over and over again.
He brings up an important point. I think we have to understand that your personal value is not based on a poll of what people think of you.
Yeah,
your personal value is what kind of person you are. Just like, even if no one recognized that his CPAP machine is a wonderful piece of equipment that does great things, that doesn't mean it's any less valuable. It's a wonderful piece of technology.
Yep.
Well, I think that's part of the message of the gospel too, is that maybe everybody around you doesn't value. I mean, what happened to Christ? He was not valued in his time by most of the people around him, but look what he did. So I think as long as we can keep that perspective, and it's hard too, because sometimes I feel that way, and I'm like, okay, so am I just saying that everybody around me is an idiot? Maybe. Maybe, or that they don't see the same things.
We value you, Jocelyn.
And trying to see that in other people too.
Yeah. Well, and it's not that people don't value us. It's just, for me, it's just I don't happen to be in a relationship right now.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of a reminder, Single Awareness Day. It's just kind of a reminder that I'm not in one. It's not the end of the world. It's just it's an irritant. It's like sand in my shoe all day, on Valentine's Day.
But if you're okay with it, if you're okay with being single, regardless of whether or not you have a date, I think in the long run it makes you more attractive to people. That's how my dad met my stepmom. He met her at a church dance like 23, 24 years ago. He was divorced. He had kids, and he was paying child support and all that. But he did something different than a lot of guys would at those church dances. And what he did was he danced with every single woman there. Pretty, pretty, plain, large, thin, whatever. He just danced with every single woman there. And that is what attracted my stepmom to him, because a lot of guys would not do that. Most guys would dance with the prettiest woman they see there and ignore the rest.
Yeah.
He was kind.
That's awesome.
And I think that's actually huge.
Yeah, no, I would be really impressed with that too.
It's easy for me to say that's a turn on, but that is a very attractive trait.
Yes, it is a very attractive trait.
Very attractive.
And the theme that you guys are starting right now is actually what we're going to do in our next episode after we're done with this one, which is going to be wrapping up shortly here. And that is what to do while you're waiting. And so, because obviously all of us here except Monty, Mr. Anti-Valentine's Day,
I'm not anti. I'll still get like a Valentine's Day card and stuff. I just won't do the flowers.
You are. For the record, you are going to get
the
something.
Flowers of the going out to eat or anything. So.
All right. That's good.
And I would have this year too, just because of what was falling on the 14th, as opposed to it being Valentine's Day. But she's not able to come out. But
yeah. Well, we'll have to hear more about this off air.
Here's my dovism. Hold hands firmly, hearts gently.
Oh, that sounds like a good dovism for a heart surgeon.
Mine is, I love when you smile.
I really enjoy mine. It says, be a little mysterious. I'm thinking about getting like a mask and a leotard.
Zorro. What do you have, Krista?
Be thankful for today.
A leotard wouldn't be very mysterious. It would be very obvious.
Batman wears one.
What do you have over there?
Mine is based on the 60s song, So in love are we two. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So what's it called? What
You have
is
to
it?
sing
So
it.
in love.
So in love. And Pat, I'm going to read one for you since you don't have one.
No, I've got one.
Oh, you do?
Sweet.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You know what's on the Valentine's Day menu? Me and you.
Oh! On that note. All right. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you, guys. This was a really good discussion. I don't think I love Valentine's Day anymore at the end of it. But
Who's scrubbing?
it's nice to have people that we can get together with a few days ahead of time and chat about it. And those of you that are listening, if you want to comment on this episode, that would be great. I want to hear what you think. Don't forget to ask me a question for Ask Annette. Go to AnnetteTalks.com or go to my Facebook page, Annette Talks, and let me know what you think and other ideas for the show. And stay tuned for the next episode, which is going to be on what to do while you're waiting. Thank you for listening to LDS Unmarried Life, a place where LDS singles gather.
I'm gonna bloom where I'm planted. I won't take things for granted. Come what may, bring it on. I'm gonna love it.